Welcome everyone to another edition of the ECAC Top Plays of the Week. My name is Clutch Gain. It's time for episode 4 of the semester, and there were a lot of crazy games this week, which makes for some exciting plays and recaps, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Weber State Wildcats and the Rochester Yellow Jackets matchup in Valorant, and Game 1 on Lotus had some pretty exciting clips, including a 4K with a Paint Shells elimination at the end, plus a 3K thanks to Omen positioning, but this map would go to the Wildcats 13-8. Our best clip comes from game number 2 on Icebox, and I mentioned the 4K with a Paint Shell ending. Well, the same player is now on Jet, and the clip for the clutch goes crazy.
Also, we're going to see a Hunter's Fury used without any prior information. Not any damage found with it either, so that's quite interesting. Is Jalen going to fight two here? Oh my, going to dropped on here by Dozen, who's going to fight another one with the Blade Storm. Caddy's going to have a second, making a throw. Oh my, Dozen Boot, what are you doing, son?
Visionary 1 and Carlos Ivan on the call as both of those insane clips brought to you by Dozen Boot, who probably has more than just a dozen of those clips. That gave them the 5-3 lead, and this was a close map going as close as 10-10, but Weber State would take the lead late at 11-10, get a flawless the next round, and close out game number 2 13-10, giving the Wildcats the win and moving up to 3-1 on the season. Louisiana Tech Bulldogs and the Concord Mountain Lions face off in Rocket League, and this was a crazy game, so we're going to go through all of it. In this best of 7, it all starts off well for the Bulldogs as they win the first 3 of 4. So all they have to do is close it out with one more win, but last year's ECAC champions would not be deterred so easily. They come back to win game number 5, so we head to a game number 6. Now, during last semester's playoffs, we featured a goal from Helix in our special playoffs edition of the Top Plays, so why not go back to that same player that had an impact with a beautiful goal right after the kickoff.
And just getting behind that player that cheats, and the third man back not in position. This one will go off the back end of the car. Concord, but Helix now flip reset. ET ends up getting bumped to steal the goal, but what beauty nonetheless by Helix.
Captain Otsoka and Chicks on the mics there is, yeah, ET did get credit even while just getting bumped into it, but we all know that Helix scored that. So that gave them a 3-0 lead in Game 6, and yes, that leads us to a Game number 7, and this Game 7 would go the distance to overtime after a 2-2 score. The slugfest between the two teams ended after 1 minute and 19 seconds when the Bulldogs score, and Louisiana Tech hands the defending champions a loss, and it's a big win to move up to 2-2 on the season. Tiffin Dragons and the Florida Atlantic Owls square off in Overwatch, and this was an exciting series overall, but we're going to go through the clip first because this started us off on Lijiang Tower. Tiffin won round 1 on Control Center, but FAU brings it right back on Night Market. So on the final point on the Garden, it's a good start for Tiffin with control of the point, and they want to keep pushing with an application matrix, but just a word of advice to all, don't shoot a deflecting Genji.
Top support, the Lucio here for Florida Atlantic gets taken out. Rax just needs to get away from the Zarya. Zepsi, I gotta say, was given the deep of the business, gap on the deep of the business earlier. Now it's gonna be more. Holy moly! Rax just did everything with next to nothing. I have not seen a deflect like that in quite a while.
FBI Tugboat on LaFon on the call, and yeah, I agree, Tugboat. I haven't seen a deflect like that in a while either. However, the clip would not be the final judgment as Tiffin would score the first map win. Map 2 on Kings Row, and Tiffin is able to hold the line for a 5-4 win. At this point, some of us had the feeling that this was going to be ending soon, but the Owls weren't quite ready to end it themselves. They come back 3-0 on Circuit Royale, and then complete the push on Colosseo. It looks like a completely different team, and so to Game 5, we go on Suravasa. And in Game 5, we see all 5 points as it ends all off on the Garnets, and man, oh man, was this close, but Tiffin is able to escape the reverse sweep and win it to stay undefeated at 3-0 on the season. Fisher Falcons and the Shockers of Wichita State square off, and last week we showed you 2 clips from Super Smash, so why not do this again because it was another banger series. Game 1 ends up going toe-to-toe, stock for stock, and eventually it's 1 stock on each end for the last fight, but thanks to Tony Pajamas, Fisher scores the first set win. Mr. Pajamas wasn't quite done yet as the Nest returns for the start of set 2, and there's a Toon Link trying to get back up, but apparently, even if you got a bomb to save you, Tony Pajamas isn't going to let that happen.
89 to 99. It's snared away instead. Arrow doesn't land. Neither of them get to the stage. They get back aired instead. All the way across they go. Bomb in hand. They get side beat as well. And the falling hitbox will lead to the up smash. The bomb won't save them. And Trajan will drop the first stop.
Tony Pajamas doesn't need to hit Polly, he just needs to knock out his opponent in Super Smash Bros. Tony knocks out players 1 and 2, meaning Gamer Dog is the last hope for Wichita State to stay in this game. The Rob takes out Tony Pajamas' last stock, takes out Blitz Luigi, only losing 1 stock, and now it's down to the matchup against Kiwi. It comes down to 1 stock versus 1 stock, a set 3 or a final score. I set this up for you, so why don't you take a guess as to what happens here?
to find it. It's Bell, I believe, in the kit, and they won't be able to land it. He grabs the Bell instead. They have each other's projectiles, but they will not be able to land either of them. Gyro on the opposite side of the stage. Dash attack catches the landing, but they will not find the stock quite yet. Forward air will knock Kiwi away once more. They recover high, and they will get caught by the up air, and Gamer Dog will take down Kiwi and earn a win for Wichita State, which means we've got a third crew battle to play.
That's Kilomiles and Sora on the call, and I'll ask you, did you get it right? Well, a series this good couldn't do anything else but go to a set 3. And for the third time in this entire series, I'll use the same exact words. It went toe-to-toe, stock for stock, blow for blow. It was like watching Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier throw punches all the way to the 14th round. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just look up the Thrilla in Manila. I would call this game the Mega Bastion Super Smash, as yet again, it came down to one stock on each side. But after the dust settles, it's the Shockers of Wichita State that pull through thanks to Linny and the respawn invincibility that gives them the final knockout blow against last semester's champions and move up to 3-1 on the season. So many crazy games to get through, and I can only wish that we get more games like this in the future, because if we do, this season is gonna be insane. Remember, folks, check out all of the social media pages, plus check out all the streams happening all throughout the week to see if a clip lands up right back here for a future edition. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you for the next one.